pinaka-importante dyan yung business model na gagamitin nila. Laging, syempre, yung cost nila mas mababa para ma-maintain yung app as well as yung kung usage-based man yung application, dun sila magma-markup on top of that. So, magiging sustainable yung magiging application or product nila.
Welcome back to Ka Computer. For today's episode, we will talk about GTM or go-to-market. Go-to-market in tech, from product idea to real users. So, Vince, what's GTM muna in the first place? Go-to-market.
Simply go-to-market to simplify. So, di ba, parang it's easy now to create our own apps and our own products. So, the next thing na kailangan mong problemahin or challenge sa'yo is to release your app into the market, and that's where you need the strategy on doing that so that you can have a ROI. Okay. Yeah. So it's the way on how you create your strategy on to advertise or market your product.
Ayan. Yeah, so usually may product ideation and then development, and syempre nga parang push mo na sa prod sa Tagalog in vernacular, no. So may ano pa dito, may mga different effective for go-to-market for development. But maybe Colleen, syempre you have ideas as well. Have you created an app before or right now with the AI tools?
I haven't tried making an app. Siguro more on planning. Tas I'm a marketing girly. Tas so yung background ko on GTM is medyo konti pa lang. Also, I discovered na sobrang bago niya lang din pala. Tapos, yun, I was like searching for the qualities of a GTM, kung ano yun. Tapos, parang as a marketing girly, it's something na dapat isa tao din natin na yung how to put that product out there and
the distribution, of course, right? So, more eyeballs on your particular product. No? For Aya naman, ayan. What are your thoughts?
Actually, first time ko lang marinig yung term ngayon. And then, pero sa tatlong nagsalita, parang I've already learning a lot. And then, same as Colleen, I'm also a marketing girly. Ayun, so dun yung interest ko. And then, for me, it is a concept na I will apply on my future projects from now on as I learn.
Ayan, yes. So, sa GTM din, no, there's another question about this one. What are the key components of an effective GTM strategy, no? So, I would say, syempre, of course, ship fast, develop fast. At the same time, yung TTM din. TTM stands for time to market. It's actually correlated to the go-to-market as well. You know? With the advent of the AI tools right now in the market, it's like you can deploy applications in a matter of days instead of weeks or even months in the past. So that contributed to do that go-to-market. At the same time, of course, the distribution, I would say, because if you can deploy, yes, but with may option then basically, or there's a idea about which market. Right? Is it a blue ocean or a red ocean? Yeah. Baka magde-deploy ka ng mga apps mo, meron na pala. O kaya available na pala sa AI tools and everything, right? So yeah, your thoughts?
Kaya importante talaga yung pagre-research muna ng mga product and features na kung may balak ka. So ano kayong mga meron sa competitor mo, kung ano kayong mas magiging paano magiging better yung sayo. So magiging part 'yun sa initial. So para later on di mo siya problema paano ka mag-enter dun sa market na 'yan. So isa sa importante din yung pag-script ng maraming data. So kasi yun yung makakatulong sa'yo talaga para mag-decision. Let's say yung mga features na to, or pwede mong gawing hindi naman kailangan complex, but siguro mas efficient yung certain feature na yun.
Tama. Kasi minsan depende ka kung anong market, right? For the data. Is it oversaturated market? Android mobile app market ba siya? Apple, 'di ba? Mobile market ba? So, yes, I think it's actually quite important kasi baka develop ka ng develop Wala pa nang bibili.
Oo,
Huwag ka na mag-develop, di ba?
Yeah. Pero kasi kahit develop ka ng develop, I think a good marketing team could really like put your product out there. So, kailangan talaga ng good strategy and all. Tapos, yeah, just always show the value of your product to the right audience. Tapos, parang yun na yung magiging ng success ng isang app or isang product. Diba? Yeah.
Yun lang din siguro yung secret ng ibang application dyan na kahit hindi siya sobrang complex pero makikita mo na ang daming downloads. Ang daming bumibili, ganyan, tinatry nila kasi maganda yung pagka-market niya. Tapos yung kung sino yung parang target audience niya or user niya, yun talaga yung napapadala ng, let's say, ng mga ads, ganun. Doon siya nagiging mas visible. Instead na parang gusto mo ng brand visibility pero yung mga target audience mo hindi mo naman nami-meet ganun.
Yeah.
Ayun yung telltale sign, I would say, that you have a proper and effective GTM strategy. It's like, ano siya once you got to the market, you release it, there are actual users who will buy your product kasi you have done your research in the data. So, maybe,
ang naisip ko is yung marketing strategy ng Angkas dati. Kasi di ba, dati, wala talagang parang ride-hailing na motorcycles. Puro kotse, ganyan. And then, parang hindi pa ata legal dati yung mga angkas, ganun. And then, ang witty kasi ng marketing strategy nila, parang nakaka-relate yung normal na commuter. And then, yun yung target audience nila. And then, ayun, it worked. Diba?
Sa angkas, sa angkas.
Yeah.
Nasa Tagalog pa, parang,
Tagalog.
nasaan ka lang?
Diba?
Nakaka-receive din ba kayo ng mga text dati? Akala ko may kakilala ko nag-text yung pala angkas lang.
Ayun lang.
Mga 5 p.m, no? Uuwi ka na ganyan.
Ayun ang GTM.
Tsaka
yung marketing.
Timing ng pag-send nila ng ads talagang yung pauwi ka na
At
no?
prime time, di ba? Prime time. That's good. Yan.
Also with Angkas, diba? Kasi, yun nga, for a proper GTM to work. Kasi, diba, Angkas, yung, yung concept niya is para siyang habal-habal. Tas yung thought in habal-habal is that it's illegal and it's dangerous. And, there, Angkas, it's marketed right and it's like, actually a really good product. Parang, ganun yung strategy dapat. Tsaka yung value na ina-add mo sa kapag gagawa ka ng mga apps or product, ganun.
Siguro naging part din ng strategy nila is yung mag-comply sa policy. So, isa yun sa part ng GTM na bago ka make sure mo na legal lahat ng gagawin mo para hindi siya maging problema. Kasi may mga similar apps kasi na na lumabas din and makikita mo sinasabi na wala silang prangkisa, ganyan. Kasi hindi sila naging compliant sa policy. Kumbaga, nag-develop and release lang sila ng product or application nila.
Are you a one-day millionaire type of person? Don't worry, we got you. Track every peso, see your spending in seconds, and finally stay on budget. With FinShark, finance has never been this easy. Download FinShark today.
Yeah.
Without GTM strategy.
Tsaka, nakuha nila yung trust ng tao. Tas, yun, that's like really good to be successful.
Yeah. May last question siguro natin is, how can developers or student founders start thinking about GTM even during the product development stage? Ayan. So, syempre mga developers and mga student founders, go lang na yan ng go eh. Diba? Walang yan eh. So, ako sa akin dito, ang take ko, for the GTM, you have to check first if viable talaga yung product. No? So, yes, it's good to have that bias for action. But of course, kung wala namang benta at ang laki ng subscription mo, pati tokens mo, di ba? So, you really have to think about it kasi baka So,
ayun,
any thoughts?
Siyempre, pinaka-importante dyan yung business model na gagamitin nila. Laging, siyempre, yung cost nila mas mababa para ma-maintain yung app as well as kung usage-based man yung application, dun sila magma-markup on top of that. So, magiging sustainable yung magiging application or product nila.
Maybe, or can add. Kasi mo nakita nyo, I think right now, diba, in the Philippine tech startup, yung makita mo yung mga sa mga apps like si Tarsi, by Brylin, Josie AI, mga ganun. Marami ng apps development no. So, what do you think about that? As ito, parang simple, very basic lang You don't have to recreate anything 'di ba? And then paldo yung mga apps nila.
Oo. Pero tingin ko isa din sa factor is siya, one-time payment.
Ayan.
Kasi kung makikita mo sa culture nating mga Pilipino. So siguro hindi ko lalahatin, may iba lang. Gusto natin yung libre lang or mababa yung bayad ganyan. Pero isipin mo yung app na one time mo lang babayaran tapos napaka-useful para sa iyo ganun.
That's a GTM. Part din siya ng ng strategy mo for that, for go to market, no. Yan. Sa amin, if I can share as well, for my startup, for the Taurus Dojo, halo siya ng Western and Eastern, na Oriental thinking, no. May pagka-confusion, kami rin na okay lang liit kita basta volume, ganyan, no. So kahit minsan $1 na ebook, nabebenta ko siya, basta volume, na 10,000 users or product. So kahit sabihin mo $1 lang yan, times 10,000, malaki. And o kaya, $10 okay lang, pero times 100,000 naman. So 1M na, gano'n, di ba? So ayun diskarte na, so part din ng GTM din namin. But of course, sometimes as well, may go to market din kami na go lang talaga, parang experimental. Kasi sometimes, you don't know the market will react May certain rin siya, parang risk-taking involved. Kasi you don't know the future, how will react, how will your competitor will react as well.
Siguro,
so, yeah.
Siguro yung talagang part lang din ng GTM is magkaroon ng lesser risk kasi napaghandaan mo yung bagay na yun, na-research mo, ganyan yung magiging strategy mo, and how would you react kapag ganito yung nangyari. So, mas plan siya, di ba? So, instead na parang yung sa iba na nag-go ka lang and then hindi mo na alam i-react mo pagka andyan yung mga challenges or problema. Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah. I think like GTM kasi it's calculated risk since you're gonna use data kung paano magiging strategy mo kasi sa like the usual marketing where yung social media presence tsaka brand visibility lang. Tapos with GTM, kailangan mo talagang aralin, mag-research para maging okay.
Kasi, and do some A/B testing,
Yeah.
kinakailangan.
And then, I agree. And then, may question lang po ko dun sa subscription side. Example is Spotify, di ba? Pag student ka, parang 85 a month lang yan. And then, may mga other apps naman na parang for students, pero one-time payment, pero parang nasa 1K plus. Ganun. So, parang, what's better? Kung ikaw yung developer, paano mo siya iaano?
Yeah, maybe...
Tingin ko yung sa pricing model, hindi talaga siya sa developer part. So, mostly sa siya, sa tag dito, sa product team siya, and then yung sales na lang din yung nag-workout sa different pricing. So, depende rin kasi sa infrastructure yan ng application. Kung okay ka na ba dun sa one-time payment and kahit ilang user is yan, parang sobrang dami mo ng user later on and na kumbaga kumita ka pa rin naman. Yung sa subscription base naman, siguro mababa yung cost talaga nila and then parang yung make sure nila yung usage, let's say, ng kada play mo ng song is kaya i-cover ng cost na 85 pesos. Ganun.
I would say, I earned my first $1 million by one-time payment services. So, usually in udemy.com, so like years ago, yun lang, parang, kasi may pagka-oriental thinking as well. Sometimes kasi pag it's hard to sell $100 product no? Tapos subscription pa, parang, depende siguro kung super duper ganda ng value na binibigay. Pero sa amin, it depends on the use case and the value to the user. Kasi kahit sabihin mo, a product that will, make, siya, $10 siya per month, pero the value it produces is way more than that. So, magpapaldo siya. No? So, usually kasi sa GTM, right, but may subscription? Kasi nga, you need to earn money continuously to pay for your customers. Maybe your user base is not that big. Right? Kaya kailangan mo ng subscription. Sometimes, and depende sa market. Are you using hyper-local Philippine market or global the world markets? So, in our case, for the Taurus Dojo, global market. So, kahit one-time payment, okay lang. Kasi naman. Diba? Okay lang. Diba? Lang. Kasi, ang dami. Almost everyone. No? So, depende siya. For example, sa naman, mga kids, mga educational, okay lang na one-time payment kasi every year, may new kids na punta. So, may ganung mentality as well or thinking in terms of GTM.
Tsaka yung mga products, kung globally man siya, mapapansin nyo may mga regional pricing, may mga pagkakaiba talaga. Kasi yung pricing na to, hindi siya effective sa Philippines. Ganun.
Tama.
So, may iba-iba. Tapos, depende rin talaga sa company or sa magiging strategy nila. Siguro, kung subscription, i-take natin as example yung YouTube. Di ba free lang siya? May maganda silang infrastructure. Pero saan sila kumikita? Una, ads. Ngayon, kung ayaw mo ng ads, magbayad ka, doon na sila kikita sa subscription mo. Yun yung alternative nila. Para mag-cover ng cost nila.
Maybe last one as well, depende rin siya sa founder and the executive level. So, for us, my wife is also the executive. I'm the CEO, siya the CFO. Depende sa usapan niyo yun eh. Kung board man, ano bang gagawin natin? Magkano tong presyon na to? Minsan, siya, di ba? Depende sa greed ng tao rin. Ayun, no? So yeah. So, may factor din yon kung anong executive decision. Okay, last.
Okay.
All good?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks to our sponsors, Agora, Finshark, Tutorials Dojo, Young Sitio, Amazon Web Services User Group Philippines, and Facebook subscribers. On to our next episode.